In this class, we'll learn about version management of the API. There are two main reasons why we need version control. The first reason is for file configuration management, and the second is for collaboration. Creating API is a series of numerous amendments and revisions to implement the features you want, make them work more productively, and constantly refine your block coding sources to introduce new features as time goes by and your needs change. And this work often involves collaborating with a variety of people, unless it's a special case. In situations where each person has a different experience in development, understanding of services and tasks, they need a history of who did what and how they did what, so that they can quickly review the process, even if there is an issue later. There are many ways to manage versions. Maybe you've heard of version control services like GitHub or Bitbucket, or you've used them. It doesn't matter if you don't know this. If you've worked in the form of final revision second, and final revision real final, while doing your homework, you've already experienced version control. Version control in Synctree refers to managing the version of this BizUnit. If you look at the BizUnit list, the block coding source that we created to implement the API is divided into various steps for version control. Let's start with the longitudinal direction. This direction is called the development environment or the development stage, and you can see it as an order of development. There's largely the main step, dev stage production, and the second step for modification, feature hotfix. When you initially create BizUnit, the initial file is created in the dev stage. This step is for the operator to develop a block code source. After creating the API with the block code, save and build, and change the status of the block code from standby to active. The push button appears. Click this button to push the block code to the next step stage. The stage is a step where the tester or collaborators check the source together. And when you save, build, and active as before, the push button to production appears. After finally checking and inspecting the block source in the production stage, save, build, and active, the API is finally released to the outside through the API portal. But what if two block codes are created in one development stage because there are two workers, not one? This is where the concept of revision emerges. As you can see, you can register multiple block codes at each development stage. Each block code module is called revision and can be easily and intuitively managed. Revision has several characteristics, and the first is that you can create multiple things at the same development stage as you just saw. The second is that there can be only one active per development stage. The rest of them will be on standby. In other words, revision, which is active at a particular development stage, represents the development stage. And as I said before, push gives you the right to move on to the next stage. Through this process, we made the Hello No Code School API and Plus API. I just pushed one of them, Plus API, to productions active. Please refer to this and push the remaining Hello No Code School API to productions active. Next class, we'll learn how to open the two APIs that have even been active in production to the outside world through the API portal. Thank you for watching this class.